Okay, we are live with the whole group. To those who are watching, welcome everyone to this GALA live stream. My name is Isabella Massardo, and I'm content strategist here at GALA Global. And if you're watching this, and I hope you are, we would like to know where you are joining us from, which part of the world. So you can go ahead and maybe write in the chat where you are, what you're doing, are you at the office, are you working from home, anything that you would like to share with us. We have a big group today. First of all, we have my colleague Alicia Diedrich, who is our membership manager. Hi, Alicia, good morning to you.
Good morning, good evening.
Yes, good evening to those of us who are in Europe. And I would like to ask Alicia to maybe introduce our guests.
Absolutely. So we are very delighted today to have with us several of the members of the Rising Stars Scholarship Committee, as well as the winners that we'll be bringing out shortly. So this year on the committee, we had Aki Hayashi with Dell Technologies, Gwen Tristram, also with Dell Technologies, Laura Ramirez with Rutgers University, Alexander Bondarenko with Translatel, and unfortunately unable to join us on this meeting today, but they did great work on the committee, is Alexandra Proka with NetApp and Johan Botha with Folio Online.
Yeah, great. So for those who don't know anything about the Rising Star Scholarship, first of all, shame on you. But then, Alicia, why don't you tell us, first of all, what is exactly this scholarship?
Sure. So the scholarship GALA has been running for many years, longer than I've been with GALA, which is 8 years now. And the scholarship awards two people who are currently attending university or working for a university with the opportunity to attend GALA's much beloved and now upcoming in Valencia annual conference. So this scholarship includes the registration for the event, all the travel costs, the hotel costs, plus a fun on-stage moment. In addition to attending the conference, GALA publishes the winning submission. So you will be able to link those in the chat in just a bit. And all around, it's just an excellent way for students and faculty to expand their classroom knowledge, start networking with people who are actively in the industry. And we often hear from the winners how the conference is really enlightened and added to what they've been learning in the classroom. To hear from all of the attendees who are actively running localization companies or localization departments, what their concerns are, what they're struggling with, and it gives a lot of perspective to what they're learning in the classroom.
Yeah, exactly. And who can apply exactly? I mean, we have at GALA, we have academic members, of course. Can only academic members apply or?
Yeah, so this year we had one scholarship available for students and one for faculty members. So the student scholarship was open to students that were currently enrolled or graduated in the year 2023 from a translation, localization, interpreting program or related program. And as long as it's at the university level. And then with that, with our industry evolving at such a rapid pace, we did want to attract some students in related programs such as computational linguistics, international business, marketing, and communications, so that they have the awareness of the importance of localization for international audiences.
Yeah, and but I bet you have some great stories, some success stories maybe from previous editions.
We do. We have had a lucky, well, not lucky, they're extremely talented individuals who have won this throughout the years, who stay actively engaged in the community. In 2023, last year, we had Peishi Ren, who has stayed in touch with GALA staff and updated about their current roles. They're full-time. They just received, I believe, a promotion at their current company. Claudia Beisinger was a faculty winner. She was with the University of Vienna. She actively engages GALA, actively keeps her students engaged now, and the University of Vienna engaging with us. Kamel Karim Kobrasele was a winner during the peak
Yeah.
of the pandemic. He was a virtual attendee who was studying game localization, now with Terra Translations, which is a very active GALA member. Some of the Terra Translations team is actually teaching the upcoming academy class. Lara Linares from 2018, heavily involved with GALA, created a lot of content for us, attending several of our events and conferences, and really using this as a platform from her university career to her professional aspect as well.
Yeah, and plenty more stories, I'm sure, in the future. Let's have a chat now with the committee of the scholarship, because I know that it is hard work. You do it with a smile, and I know that Alicia helps you in any way she can, but it is hard work. So my question to you is, what made you decide to volunteer for this committee? Who wants to go first? Gwen, maybe? I'm just looking at my screen like this.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I would say my main driver is to encourage innovative thinking and support talents. That's really the core of what motivates me. If I look back, my university years are really far behind me. And retrospectively, I think I would have liked to get this level of connection with the industry around me, with the key players at the time. So kudos to GALA for really building this bridge.
Yeah, and kudos to all of you.
And equally important, I feel it's an opportunity to gain a refreshing insight from a non-corporate perspective. I've spent all of my career in the corporate world, so being fed and exposed to new ideas coming from outside with a different perspective is very refreshing and stimulating. And Isabella, you just mentioned it's fun, actually.
It is. It's hard work, but it's also fun.
Yes.
Exactly. Alicia, do you have any questions for your committee?
I do. So first off, I'm going to start with Alexander, because we've been working together on this scholarship pretty much since I took it over, and you've managed several different education initiatives at the past at national, international level on your own. You've been part of this committee. So for you, what do you see as the value of the scholarship, and what makes it different in your opinion?
Okay, yeah, thank you. Hi, everyone. Yes, as you mentioned, yes, I've been around the block a few times as a CEO of Translatel, the translation localization company, and associate professor of Central Ukrainian State University, based in Ukraine, logically. I've done some writing and research on translation and localization, and it's not just about grumbling about the gap between what university expect from translation grads and what the industries actually needs. It's also about solutions, and that's why I've been pushing for closer ties between academia and industry and young translators and localizers. So that's why I'm in GALA Rising Star Committee. And let me tell you about the GALA Rising Star Scholarship itself. It's like winning a golden ticket to the Willy Wonka's chocolate factory of the translation and localization world. And what's cool about it? It's not just about covering your conference expenses. Nope, it's way more exciting than that. It's like hitting the jackpot of scoring the VIP pass to the industry top event all at once. And yes, talking about the participants of the Rising Star, they are diverse and talented bunch from all corners of the globe, and each diving into their studies or sharing their expertise in translation localization field, and also being as a lead expert from DGT Industry Academia Initiative, seeing Rising Star winners from EMT as well as this year, institutions make me really happy. It shows that just how prepared and connected both staff and students are to the industry. And frankly speaking, they are much more prepared, better prepared than during our first contests, GALA Rising Star events. So to sum it up, the GALA Rising Star Scholarship isn't just about funding your travel expenses, but it's about investing to the future of the industry, shining and spotlight on new talent and sparkling kind of innovation and excellence. That's it.
Well, that's the best answer I've heard in a long time. Laura, why did you decide to volunteer for this program?
So thank you first, like, for actually selecting me, because I applied not actually knowing very well what I was getting myself into, but it's been for many reasons. I mean, I would say my first reason would be like service to the the profession and the community. So when you work in academia, you have like this academic side, but also like this very strong service commitment. So it was for me important to like dedicate some time to the profession. It was like, as Alexander was saying, like also like a chance to see this connection between academia and industry, because even like if Wen mentioned that it's a good process to see what academia is doing, but at the same time, for me, being in academia is actually good to see how the industry, or how students are perceiving industry, and what the future might look like. And then finally, I think it was a great opportunity to connect with colleagues that I haven't met, and I'm actually looking forward to meeting them in Valencia in a few weeks.
Yeah. And Aki, you volunteered before with the program committee, so you knew already what you were getting into, right?
Actually, I didn't, because this was my first time volunteering for this specific committee. So I was on the same boat as Lola. I didn't know anything about it. Actually, I didn't know anything about Rising Star Scholarship until I met both students and faculty winners last year, and I reviewed the winning pieces and having a conversation with them. I was, pleasantly surprised how advanced and relevant, the conversations that they are having in the academia field. And then, to Gwen's point, it was really refreshing. And, I think I really wanted to learn more firsthand about, what's happening in this field, and, also support and promote the professional development of the educators and students in the field. They are the next generation of our talent, right? So
yeah, exactly. Alicia, I've been talking the whole time. Do you have any questions for your committee?
Yeah. Laura, I was hoping you could tell us a little bit about the criteria that was followed when reviewing and selecting the submissions.
Yeah, sure. So GALA actually helped us a lot, like preparing like a very detailed rubric. I mean, we also contributed, like the whole team contributed, like what should be evaluated. So we all had like a rubric where we had to evaluate different criteria, such as the quality of the submission, language quality, content quality, the rigor of the information that was provided, the innovation, like the innovative aspect of the contribution. Also, we had to evaluate the audiovisual material, so the video or the infographics. So we had like a specific criteria for that. And then we could even like add comments, or like add extra information. So you mentioned before it was a lot of work, but I'm happy that we went through all that work, because it also meant that it was a very rigorous process, and that we really follow like a very standardized process where, at the end of the day, or at the end of the process, we were happy that, that it was like as objective as it could be.
Yeah. I'm curious, Alicia, if I may, maybe Aki can tell us, what was the theme of the contest? Did you guys have a specific theme, or?
we did, yeah. So that was one of the first conversations we had as a committee. And the theme of the conference this year is navigating the rise of AI, do's and don'ts, myth and truth for a new AI-assisted localization industry, right? So with the alignment of that theme, this committee asked the students to reflect on the profound impact of AI on both education and global language industry. And, we asked them to articulate their aspiration for crafting a unique career trajectory, outlining essential skills, resources, and, strategies that they are anticipating needing in the future. Additionally, we asked the students to elaborate on their plans for preserving and nurturing their non-AI strengths in evolving landscape. So that was for the students, and we had a slightly different theme for faculty members. We asked them to propose effective strategies to confront the challenges that relate to shifting landscape of career and job roles in AI-dominated environment from educator perspective, right? And we also asked them asked the faculty to outline how their approach can seamlessly integrate AI technologies to prepare students for the evolving demands in the field.
Not an easy theme, I would say.
It's very loaded, yeah.
Yes, quite challenged. Yeah, Alicia.
Yeah. Now, Gwen, we've heard about the theme and sort of the criteria. If you could tell us a little bit more about what we were looking for in the individual submissions, because I do know too, every year, and this year was no exception, there's often a couple of top favorites. So what brings one submission out at the end?
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hopefully my answer will encapsulate most of the committee's ideas here. Here's what I would say. So generally speaking, the committee looks at compliance to the instructions. It sounds really basic, but that's really essential. And Laura touched upon those criteria a minute ago, and we take those super seriously. It includes the format, number of words, number of minutes, the anonymity of the submission, etc. And this year, in the past, we had a presentation, a poster, recording, etc. So we try to vary the format to, renew ourselves. And this year we opted for a blog format, and that requires good or great writing skills, really clear progression of the ideas, and also the ideas that are backed by relevant sources. So we're looking for that. And the video piece this year was really the opportunity to demonstrate creative skills and add value to the text piece. So we were looking for obviously relevance, but some sort of a journey where we would be taken, a universe. Collectively, I'd say we were looking for a piece that was original with a unique tone, because a blog really, and a personal angle. Personally, I approached the Rising Star review exercise with an open mind. I don't know what to expect. I have, of course, the criteria in mind, but I don't know what to expect. I really want to be surprised and impressed, if that makes sense.
Okay. Alicia, I would say, oops, sorry. My chair moved. The whole house moved. I would say let's bring on the winners. What do you say?
Let's.
Would you like to announce them?
All right. So now we are delighted to have with us today the two winners, and we received several different applications. We received almost 40 applications total from, I believe, over 13 unique universities. And so joining us today, the winner of the Faculty Scholarship, Alexandra Santamaria Urbieta from the Universidad Internacional de La Rioja, and the student winner, Simone Vizentin with the University of Strasbourg. And let's bring them up.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
And
hi, everyone.
Thank
you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for this great opportunity.
Yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you?
10.
11. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
So happy.
Let's chat a little bit about your work. Let's start with Alexandra, maybe.
Yeah.
You wrote a very interesting piece. First of all, you had a beautiful illustration, kind of inspired to Alice in Wonderland.
Yep.
And you talked in it about the Babel verse. What is the Babel verse exactly?
Well, Thank you once more. And well, my piece wanted to introduce or to take the readers and today our viewers to a journey through what I've called, as you just said, Isabella, the Babelverse. This is a land where the lines between human intellect and artificial intelligence in translation blur, yes? And they try to reshape our profession and challenge us as, in this case, me, teachers, faculty members, to rethink our roles and strategies, the ones that we use inside the classroom. So the Babelverse represents our modern translation landscape
Mhm.
and deeply influenced by globalization, digitalization, and most significantly, AI, artificial intelligence. In this world, just like Alice chased the white rabbit, we find ourselves today uh, relentlessly pursuing technological advancements, right? These changes, I believe, are not merely trends, but shifts that redefine how we understand languages and cultures, demanding, in our cases, to teach students new skills and adaptabilities so that they can, be more aware of these rapid advancements in machine translation solutions. So, this is the evolution represents the transformative journey into the Babelverse, challenging us to explore this new land with caution and why not a little bit of curiosity, just like Alice.
Yeah, exactly. And just for the record, your essay was titled Navigating the Babelverse, Teaching in an AI Wonderland. I read it and I saw that you described two very different approaches. Do you want to talk a little bit about those approaches?
Yep. Alice finds herself, or Alexandra finds herself in two distinct paths, yes? Resistance and embrace. These are the two paths you just mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
So, resistance is characterized by fear, by skepticism. It's an approach that sees AI as a supplanter, a threat to the craft of translation. So this view, I believe, that maybe you're not, you don't agree with me, is indicative of the Queen of Hearts running in place, demanding the status quo despite the world changing around her. Yes. On the other hand, the embrace approach is the one that is more close to the Mad Hatter's Tea Party. I don't, if those that are watching us haven't watched the film, this is a great a great chance to do so. And the Mad Hatter's Tea Party is sees as a willingness to dive into the chaotic and the unknown, armed, yes, with adaptability and an open mind. So, embracing AI in translation doesn't mean relinquishing control by augmenting our capabilities, allowing us to tackle more creative and complex tasks that machines cannot understand. So, this approach doesn't deny the challenges but views them as opportunities for growth and innovation.
Yeah, and I take it that you kind of follow the Mad Hatter's method.
Exactly. Yep. I'm more into the embracing all of this. Yes, I align myself with the path of embrace, and this decision is from I believe that is based on personal experiences, observations, where I've seen that AI can act as a not as a replacement, but as a collaborator in enhancing our work's depth and breadth. Yes. So by adopting this approach, I position myself in between technology and the art of translation. So I and this is what I teach my students every day, or that's what I tell them that we are. Well, it's a tool. It's a new tool. It's there, and we can make the most out of it.
Yeah, and I take it that this also means that universities should start developing new curricula, maybe, and I mean, it's about time, right? And how can they do that, in your opinion?
Well, we stand at a crossroads of tradition and innovation. So I believe that it's imperative that our educational institutions evolve. So the curriculum that we've got today must prepare students for the Babelverse of tomorrow. We have to equip them with skills in AI literacy, critical evaluation, and technological adaptation. So this is just not teaching them how to use translation tools, but understanding that their mechanisms, their strengths, and the limitations that go with these tools. We have to train our students, or I train my students, not just to be translators, but also to have these tech savvy linguists who can navigate these complexities of AI enhanced language services. So the role of a translation technology advisor could bridge the gap between academic learning and practical application, so that we must ensure that graduates are proficient, in traditional translation skills. It doesn't mean that we have to forget all about that, because they're still translators or localizers, but and adept at leveraging technology to meet the demands of these rapidly changing professional landscape. So this is what I believe that universities and should do, and faculty members, of course.
Do you find a lot of resistance from your students?
No, surprisingly, I don't. Students are really aware of how to use these technologies. Sometimes we should just have to teach them that there is an art of translating and an art of translation, and then there are these apps that they can use. They are into using the tool. Sometimes they overuse them, let's say, and they don't know how to use them correctly. But I don't find resistance. Quite the opposite. I find that they are really open-minded to the use of these technologies. But this is where we have to put the focus, the emphasis. As faculty members, we need to teach them how to use these tools correctly, and how probably their the jobs or that they will have in a couple of years will not be the same as the ones that they have today. They will evolve, they will change, and they have to be prepared for that evolution.
Yeah, exactly. Alicia, do you have any questions?
Yes, I'd like to turn to the committee here for just a moment. And you might have heard them mention earlier, when they reviewed all of the applications for the scholarship, it was completely anonymous. So they did not have the name, the university, or usually even the country that the applicant was currently located in. So Aki and Gwen, with that in mind, what made you decide to award the scholarship to Alexandra? What made her application stand out?
I can start if you want. First, we did not review together. We're working in the same team, we are colleagues, but we did not review together. We shared afterwards, and we had more or less the same feedback, but with variation. So it was interesting to see that maybe we're formatted in a way with how we work. We were detecting the same trends, etc., and strengths in what we read. So specifically for Alexandra's work, if that's your question, I think earlier we mentioned the originality and the novelty. Well, the analogy with Alice in Wonderland, right at the beginning, opens really the stage for deep understanding, and we are hooked right away. And we wanted to learn more. The fact that you have in the beginning the maze, that the visual at the very beginning of the article, it just invites you to learn more. So that was just brilliant. The stylistic exercise is sustained throughout the blog. It could have been a great, idea in the beginning and then forget about it, but it's actually followed throughout up to the end. So that particular creative mindset at the beginning really hooks the reader, and serves the purpose really well. And I think across the committee, that's something that we consistently came up with that first comment. Mm-hmm. Academically, strictly speaking, the sources were really perfectly used, we found, to support the ideas that you were outlining in the narrative, bringing more depth and credibility to what, not just an opinion, really. So, Aki, you reminded us earlier about the theme. Can you tell us more, how Alexandra's Bible-verse is addressing the theme from
sure.
your perspective?
Yes, my cat Smokey decided to join, and congratulations to both of you once again. And we have heard directly from Alexandra, now about her blog, but it really offered a clear perspective on the changes that AI is already posing in this industry, right? And it also emphasized on the human element, where she sees that this continuity between indispensable language and cultural knowledge as the core skill, and a multitude of new career sort of opportunities that AI offers today. And committee really liked how she envisioned career perspective that she described as the language data explorers in that context. We also like the proposal on the joint effort that obviously students need to demonstrate this unique the skill set, right? The quality of humans such as empathy, creativity, and critical thinking, really underscoring the value of maintaining the balance between technology and human expertise. At the same time, educators really should be, like Alexandra mentioned, incorporating AI into teaching approaches, normalize AI tools in the curriculum and teach critical, evaluation skills, offering practical strategy for, teaching as well. And my apologies. Gwen, anything else to add here?
I think when we were chatting about it earlier, we're not very eager, Alexandra, to know more about how the teaching skills and the method will change to help the students shift to a more technology savvy role. We're really curious to see how these new AI skills will be added to the university's curriculum. That's something curiosity for, obviously, but also because those students might be our colleagues in the future or successors. So we're looking forward to see all that in application. And again, congratulations.
Thank you, Gwen and Aki. Thank you. Well, I don't know if it was a question, but it is true that hopefully in the near future, we are trying, at least where I work at UNIR, we are trying to get students involved step by step on the use of AI, also within the degree on translation and interpreting. And we do that both focusing on translation and on interpreting. And well, we are trying to do that by changing also some of the subjects, updating them, introducing new concepts, and making our faculty members to well, be aware of these new changes. And as I mentioned on my blog, to blend both skills, both sides of Alicia's world, yes, skillfully, trying to blend that tradition of translation and the art of translation with these AI tools.
Oh, okay. Well, you have to keep us posted, Alexandra, on how things evolve on your side. In any case, I can already see some interesting articles and content coming from you in the near future. Okay, well, I would say let's have a chat now with Simone. Hi, Simone. How are you doing?
Hi, Isabella. Good, thank you. And thank you again for the opportunity. I'm happy to be here.
So your essay also complete with a beautiful visual that you made yourself, by the way, and a video, just like Alexandra, was titled The Linguistic Revolution, Unleashing AI in Language and Localization. And you talked, I thought it was very interesting because you're talking it about students using AI-based tools, which is something that Alexandra already mentioned. They use AI-based tools for their work, and there's a certain reaction from the side of the teachers. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, definitely. So when I was writing the article, it was right at the peak of AI when ChatGPT was being used and everybody was testing it out. And there was a debate among professors where they were thinking about whether to ban these technologies in the classroom or uh, to let them use because they were afraid of plagiarism and also the fact that these tools sometimes hallucinate, so they do not, their output is not always correct, and there needs to be a lot of fact checking about what these AI tools write. And as we all know, all the professors now, most professors have software that can detect whether a piece of content by a student was written by AI or it was, a genuine content written. But because these tools are also, they work similarly to ChatGPT or other tools in machine learning framework, they're also not always correct. As a fact, I was reading a study this morning about a Stanford study where they found that international students were falsely accused of using AI for their assignments. So I think that teachers will need to be aware of the different language backgrounds of students and how these tools could affect them in their academic grades or the academic journey.
Yeah. And Alessandra gave us her point of view on how AI is impacting education. But what about the point of view of the students? How is AI changing, or how would you like AI to change the curricula?
So in my education experience at the University of Strasbourg, I see how the impact of AI in education. I see how my professors have all been previously exposed to AI. As I mentioned in my article, localization professionals, they have been already exposed to similar technologies. Alexandra was mentioning machine translation. And we know since 2014, for example, Google Translate has been using neural networks. So I think that the language industry has been more ready than other ones, perhaps this is a bold statement, to teach about the benefits and downsides of these technologies because they've been using them for much longer. And for example, in my course on SEO, search engine optimization, one of my professors, who's also given talks at GALA, Chris Rolfe, he explained to us and warned us that generative AI does not necessarily help you optimize your search engine rankings because actually Google prefers human-made content. So that was actually a really impactful and helpful insight that otherwise we wouldn't know. And so I think that the way that we talk about AI and that we use AI in education needs to be informed. Like we don't have to use it just for everything, but it has to be more focused and to be using it for advantage. And I think that, in my opinion, my professors at least, they're all trying to do that now in the curriculum in their master's program.
Oh, okay. That's great. Alicia, do you have any questions?
Yes, and this time it's going to be for Alexandra and Laura. What drew you to Simone's work? What led you to, we received especially a great number of student applications this year. What made this one stand out?
Well, as you could hear yourself now, Simone is a perfect fit for the GALA Rising Star Scholarship because he's riding the AI with ease, as you could hear, blending his tech skills and human touch as well. He's not just following the trend, he's leading his way. With his deep understanding on how AI impacts the language and localization, Simone is just set to revolutionize the industry, as you could hear yourself. So if you're looking for a fascinating read about AI and the language industry, you must for sure check out his blog entry that he prepared for the contest. And as you will see, dives into how AI is shaking up job roles and creating new opportunities in the field. And plus, it gives practical advice on how to adapt to these changes. So let's give a big cheer to Simone and the Rising Star Linguistic AI Revolution, and get ready to meet in Valencia, where we all dive into the exciting world of AI and language and localization. See you there.
Can't wait.
Right. And Laura, would you like to add anything?
Sure. Yeah. No, I was listening to Simone and I was actually taking notes. So I wanted to add what I liked most about his approach. It was that kind of like Alexandra's. It was like very balanced. So it was like, in quotation marks, warning us, or like laying the ground about the potential harms or risks about AI, but also like giving like a hopeful outlook of how the collaboration between humans and AI could look like. So I first like that balanced approach. I mean, formally it was very well written. It was like very very clear style, so it was a very easy read. Also, like the graphics were really nice. That they really accompany the text. And as you were talking, Simone, I was like jotting some notes, and I think three of the things that you mentioned that, and as a humanist, because I'm a faculty member and I'm the humanities, three of the things that I think we should also like stress, and you mentioned that in your entry, were like critical AI literacy, so knowing about how to use those tools like critically, communication, and creativity. And I think like, stressing those human factors or elements in the equation of AI and human is going to be the way forward. So yeah, that's from me. But I think it was great. It was great reading this balanced approach and the stress on the humanities and the importance of continue working on the human aspect.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you to the committee, the Rising Star Committee, once again for the gigantic work. Yes. And of course, once again, congratulations to Alexandra and Simone. You're going to be in Valencia, all of you are going to be in Valencia, right? But yeah. Alexandra and Simone, anything specific you would like to, that you're curious to see in Valencia? What do you think? Or you're just overwhelmed by everyone that you still haven't thought about?
Everything is my first expectations. Yes. I mean, I think I would like to, I don't know, in my case, as a faculty member, I'd like to see what's the industry talking about, so that I can take that back to my students. So that's what I'm mostly eager about this encounter. And also, why not meeting also the student winner, Simone, and well, all of you who will be there, and thank you in person about this great opportunity, and that I think about all that.
Simone.
I'm really looking forward to it. From my perspective as a student, I definitely want to listen what are the trends in the industry and learn from the professionals that are already working in the industry, to see how I can take their pain points and maybe their suggestions and what they talk about, to include them in my profession as well. And I really can't wait to meet all of you and meet Alexandra. And I think it's going to be a great conference, and I think I'm going to learn a lot from all of you.
Well, I can promise you the program committee has worked also very hard, and we have 40 plus hours of content. We have something like 4 or 5 sessions, consecutive sections at any time of the day. So you can pick and choose whatever you want. There's plenty for everyone. And I know that someone who is in this group is also presented, and I'm not saying who. Just look at the program and you'll find out. And yeah, we hope to see you all in Valencia and welcome you. And we hope that you will enjoy the conference. But this is for now. But Alicia, is there going to be a new contest? Is there going to be another scholarship?
Yeah. So, like I mentioned, we do this each year. So watch for students and faculty, watch for the next scholarship details to be announced, most likely October of 2024. And for anyone watching who's like a GALA member, you're interested in volunteering on this committee and evaluating these submissions, helping to create the prompt for the year, that will be in the May-June call for volunteers that GALA puts out. So if you are interested in serving on the committee, you would apply for it at that time.
Yeah.
So.
And it's going to be fun, I can tell you. and I have here people who are going to vouch for it. So thank you, everybody, again, and we'll see you in Valencia.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah.
Congratulations
Bye.
again.
Bye.
Bye.